Good afternoon and welcome back. And welcome to Ipswich, where things are not bad, I suppose, given the squad that we have. We're sitting in 8th. We have a game in hand over the two teams above us. That game in hand will be against Everton, who are in 14th. Things aren't looking that bad. We had a couple of bad results recently, but not that you'd want to write home about. We lost in the FA Cup replay against Brighton. Probably my errors in that one. And then we were very unfortunate against Arsenal to lose, I think, with a very late... we're just very, very unfortunate to lose that one. But we do have to pick ourselves up and go forward with the season and find out where season 4 we are going to finish. And are we going to win anything? Are we going to qualify for Europe? Those are the two questions that we've got to ask. Okay, so good afternoon, Ahmed. I hope you are very well. One of the things that I want to do, though, is because we're not scoring enough goals, which might seem a bit strange because we are the 5th best in terms of goals scored in the league. We're only the 10th best, but I'd like to be scoring a few more goals if possible. And one of the ways that we can achieve that is to pop into the Data Hub and have a look at how we are doing. And it is not as difficult as people think to maneuver this Data Hub. And the secret to it is, hey, Joe, how are you doing? And I know a lot of people, they ignore the Data Hub because there's just too much figures in there and they can't understand this. But I'm going to try and simplify what I'm going to do in the Data Hub. And I would do this every 2 months when I'm off camera and you don't get to see that. So we're going to do it live today and we're going to go and have a look at what's happening. I'm going to start with shots because somebody sent me an email the other day, or quite a while back actually, and asked me what this was about. And it's really not much to write home about. It's just a representation of where our shots are going. And and there is a simplified summary at the bottom. We've had 617 shots, and that's in all competitions. I just won it in the domestic league. 315 shots, 149 on target. That's nearly 50%. That's pretty good. And of that 149, 54 have been on target. That's a kind of like, I guess, a 36% conversion rate. That's pretty good for a team like Ipswich. So we're doing quite well in terms of our shooting. But you can notice that there is a number of shots that fly over the crossbar. And this in particular is very, very high. And I'd want to bring that down if I possibly could. So also a number of shots fly. A great deal of shots fly very wide of the goal. You can see that 32 of our 315 shots actually have gone way wide of the goal, and a huge number have gone over the crossbar. So that is something that we need to address. And while we're looking at attacking, the first place I'm going to start, I'm good, Joe. How are you? The first place that I'm going to start is just generally with our team attacking. And that shows me immediately a number of things. That shots per game is 8.54. And we are way below the average number of shots per goal. We are simply not getting enough shots. Goals per goal, though. Goals per game, though. We are doing particularly well, and we are performing above average in terms of the goals. So our conversion rate, if we could get more shots, we will convert more, we will score more goals. And our non-penalty expected goals per 90 is 1.21, slightly below average. And one of the things that I do notice is that we are not dribbling as much as the other teams. I don't want them to dribble. We're not very good at dribbling. Our pass completion is about average. And so, therefore, there's a number of things that I'm seeing. We're not shooting enough, and perhaps we're not dribbling enough either. So, next thing to look at in terms of attacking is our team shooting. And you can see that this represents aggressive shooting, the amount of times that we shoot. And this axis represents the expected goals per shot. Now, expected goals per shot is very high, second only to Chelsea. So we are doing very well in that department. But again, this backs up we are not shooting enough, passive shooting. And I think that if we can shoot more, then we will score more goals. But we have to be careful because it's where we are shooting from. And you can see that most of our shooting occurs inside the penalty area. But there are a number of, even this one, Luca shot there from about 35 yards. I'm not quite sure why he was doing that. Ari Bass there had a shot saved from distance. Echevarri, Fernandez, Echevarri, Arribas. Names are becoming familiar, aren't they, in this area? Fernandez, Arribas, and Echevarri. So they may be responsible for what we saw in that shots screen, with shots flying over the bar or flying a great deal wide. What's for sure, as we'll see in a moment, is that once we get inside the box, we are very accurate. In terms of our crossing, as a team, we're not good. We are really not good at crossing. Fewer crosses and inaccurate crossing. It's not far from the average, and we're certainly not the worst in the league. But even if we crossed more, it's likely to get less accurate. So crossing may not be the answer, although it's possible that we do need to cross a little bit more. Now, how do I set this screen up? It's in team performance in the data hub, and if I want to add to that, I can just go and ask my analysts for some other I go to scattergraph here, and I'll ask for attacking efficiency, and then in this little box I'll just display that in team analysis, and it will appear in the team analysis. So I've got my attacking stuff there. If I'm doing defending, I'll get rid of all that and we'll start from scratch. So in terms of attacking efficiency, we are clinical in front of goal, probably the most clinical team in the league in front of goal. But we are, again, you can see it very clearly here, that it is very passive shooting. Not the worst in the league. Leicester, Southampton and Fulham are much worse than us. But it's not great in terms of how many shots that we take. So we need to get more shots on goal somehow. So now we need to try and break that down in terms of individuals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go first off to my forwards. And I'm going to look at my forwards in terms of their shooting. And there are 4 listed there. Velasco, Gould. They are high quality shooting, but they don't shoot enough. And then we have Morstead, who shoots much more, and he is very high quality shooting. Lorenzo Luca shoots a lot, but he's not got the same quality as Velasco or Ryan Gould. So we can see that Morstead looks to be my best attacker at the moment, followed by Gould, followed by Velasco, and Lorenzo Luca has dropped down the charts a little bit. Now, Morstead and Luca are very much the same sort of player. They're both big. Morstead is only 2 inches shorter than Luca. He's 6'5". Lorenzo Luca is 6.7. Now does that mean that aerially we are not doing enough? Because as you can see, we get lots of headers and strong headers from both of them. Now this is quite interesting. So does that mean that if I float a load of crosses all the time into the box, that those two are going to get on the end of it? Well, I'm going to have to come out of the data hub Actually, we'll go back to the data hub and we will go to the team analyst report to try and find out. So what I'm going to do is click on scoring, and that will tell you where we score our goals from. And you can see it's inside the penalty area. Couple from outside the box, but most of it is inside the penalty area. And that's probably because we have set our in possession tactic to work the ball into the box. And I don't really feel like I want to change that very much. Hi Neil, how you doing? So going back to this little data, you can see I've set it to domestic league matches and to the last 20 games. I just want to find out how we've been doing in the last 20 games. We could go to the last 25 because that would cover all the Premier League pretty much. We've played 26. And again, though, it doesn't make any difference. You can see that we've scored mostly from inside the penalty area. That hasn't gone up at all in 5 games. Now we've scored placed shots with 14, and with headers we have scored 11. So does that mean that my boys are crossing balls into the box and Morstat and Luca are getting their head on it and nodding it in 11 times? Not at all. Because what we want to do now is we want to go to the Premier League. We want to go and have a look at the Premier League, and we'll go to the stats and we'll go to the team detail, and what we're going to do is go and try and find goals from corners. And you can see that we have scored 10 goals from corners. Now they're not going to be placed shots, they're going to be headers. So if we now go back to what we were looking at, and you can see 10 of those 11 headers have come from corners. So crossing may not be the answer. Just floating the ball into the box doesn't mean that our boys are going to get their head on it. And there must be a reason for that. So we'll go back to the team performance and we'll go back to crossing. We're not very good at crossing as a team. And that would explain why, despite the fact that Luca and Morstat are very tall, that explains the fact why we're not using the most of those boys, because we're not very good at attacking. And we did have a look at our attacking efficiency, which just means we need to get more shots on goal. So now I need to attribute some things to individuals. And you can see here, I've got a ton of these loaded up. They're all done from here. But I can go to goalkeepers to make it a little bit simpler. If I have a look at goalkeepers, I'm not concerned about defending, but I am concerned about crossing. I'm concerned about who is able to cross. And as you can see, I've got Finkgraf, who puts in lots of crosses, but they're just average. They're not very good crosses. They're not brilliant. And then following that, I've got Juan Lu, who is a little bit more accurate, but doesn't cross as much. And then people like Josh Tyman, pretty much the same. And Brandon Williams might as well not bother crossing at all. So Garosabal, on the other hand, is a good crosser of the ball by the look of it, and probably needs to cross a little bit more often for our attacking players. This might mean that if he's a good crosser of the ball, that if we're not getting results, I might have to invert the tactic. We'll see about that later. So we will then look at the forwards, and we're going to look at the individual forwards, and that's going to tell me that Morstat needs to shoot more because he's got high quality shooting. Luca he's just an average player by the look of it. And although he's slightly more aggressive, he's slightly less accurate. We might find that if we ask him to shoot more, that he becomes less accurate. We'll have to see that when we check back after making changes. Valesco doesn't shoot enough, and Rian Gould doesn't shoot enough. And possibly because Ryan Gould is playing out on the wing, that may not be the best place to play him. He needs to shoot more. And then looking at the aerial, we're going to see that these boys are very, very good. They get lots of headers and they're strong headers. Does that mean that putting more crosses in is going to make a difference? Not necessarily. They need to be good crosses. And then in terms of scoring for the forwards, Morstad is almost the best in the league, and probably third to Haaland and Isak. And so for a young boy, he is now up to about third best in the league in terms of his non-penalty expected goals. He has to play more. That boy has to play more. Gould, Velasco and Luca are the other four. We can see who our best forwards are. And in terms of passing for the forwards, Gould and Velasco, average, I would say. They need to be actually taking more risks, I think. Both of those players need to take more risks in terms of their passing. It's not that bad in terms of its accuracy, but it's not brilliant. But they just need to be doing more in terms of passing to help us get into forward positions, to help our forwards get into the box. So we've got a few bits of data that we can help us now to alter our tactic a little bit. And so now this is how we are playing at the moment. And one of the things that we do is score a lot of goals from inside the penalty area. So Morstad now is going to play as a poacher. And the same for Lorenzo Luca. They're going to play as poachers. I just want them in the penalty area or on the shoulder of the last defender. And I want them not to move. Just be in the penalty area. They are our best two in terms of scoring goals. And I want them there. I don't want them playing as complete forwards, moving all over the pitch. I just want them in there to try and get more goals. Because they are our best forwards, I want them to shoot more often, but I do not want him to roam from position. So I'm actually going to click that off. I want them just to stay where they are. In terms of passing directness, I just want it to stay shorter. I want them to look for players around them. And so that's pretty much done for Luca, and then Morstad is going to be the same. I just want him, stay where you are, but I want him to shoot more often. They are both clinical when it comes to hitting the ball, and so I want them in the box shooting more often. Hopefully that's going to create a couple more goals as we move on. Looking at how we've been playing, Echevarri has not been playing particularly well. So Echevarri at the moment is probably not my best player to be playing there. But Gould, who we know whose passing is particularly impressive, needs to take more risks and needs to get more passes going. He's going to play as the attacking mid. Dribbling, he's set to dribble more. I don't want him to dribble more. We're going to personalize all these. I don't want him dribbling more. And I don't really want him roaming from the position. I want him to hold his position here and just look for people and receive the ball and look for people. And in terms of his shooting, he was in dispatches there in the data. He was decent, so I'm not going to do anything with those two things. So we're going to allow him to make his own decisions about when or when not to shoot. So Gould and Velasco, as you remember, those two were the most dangerous of our forwards, along with Luca. Those four are the most dangerous. So playing him as an inside forward, he is quite a dangerous attacker, and I also want him to shoot more often. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because he's quite clinical and he's got finishing and composure that are fairly decent. So I'm going to have him sit narrower and attack, basically. And hopefully that will create more opportunities for him, that he's shooting more often now. And also now that will open up the space for Timon. As you recall, Timon, in fact, let's go back to the data hub and look at Timon's crossing abilities, and as we can see, he's not bad. It's not brilliant, Timon. He has cross completion percent of 18%, which isn't that bad. And there's not many players who are above him. He needs probably to cross more often, and we might find him up here if he crosses more often. So we'll keep him as the wing back on attack. And what we are going to do is, we don't want him shooting. He's not very accurate when it comes to shooting. I want him to continue to close down less, cross from the byline and get further forward. But what I'm going to do, because I want him to cross more, we're going to tell him to cross more often. And we're going to tell him to take fewer risks. Just cross it. Don't take any risks. Just get up there and cross it as soon as you get it. As soon as you get into that area, just cross it. Hopefully that will help. Gerosibel, on the other side, he is probably the best crosser that I have in the team at the moment. And he's told to dribble less. He's told to shoot less often and to take fewer risks. Basically because at the moment I don't trust him. His crossing, though, is 15. Excuse me. And his technique is 13. He's not a bad crosser of the ball. So I'm going to ask him to cross from deep and to cross more often. So in that support duty, he's not going to advance too far forward. When he gets the ball around here, he's going to cross it in, and we'll see if he can hit more stat. Or the other things I'm going to keep for him, because basically I don't trust him. And the central defenders, I'm not changing anything to do with them. The DLP at the moment is going to be Scott. And the reason why it's going to be Scott is because Alan has this trait, which is he likes to take long-range passes. I am going to ask my assistant to do two things. With Alan, I'm going to ask him discuss new trait for finishing. Something that's trying to... Oh, yeah, I've already asked him to ask him not to shoot so often. So I'm going to try and convince him, and he's going to get him working on that. Whether it will work or not, I don't know. The other thing that I'm going to do is with more stat, I'm going to, because we score from a lot of goals with placed shots into the corner, I'm going to ask my assistant to do something with him as well. So we're going to look at a trait for him, an attacking trait for him. We are going to ask my assistant to ask him to place his shots in the corner. And he says that's seems like a very suitable approach. So we're going to teach him to place shots, because we score a lot of goals from placing shots into the corners. So those two bits are done. Now, in terms of chance creation, we still have a lot to do. We've worked out, in terms of our forwards, they just need to be shooting more. They need to be in the box. And we've worked out that our crossing tends to be more individual than it needs to be a team thing. So we're going to look at our crossing again. We're going to look at some of the others, like Diallo is absolutely shambolic at crossing. Juan Lu, Fassini, we're not great. We are simply not great at crossing at all. I think we have... I can't see who's behind there. I wish I could make that bigger, but I can't. In terms of crossing, though, I do not want Juan Lu or Arribas to be crossing at all. So how am I going to do that? Arribas is one of my best forwards, so I'm going to take fewer risks off, and I'm going to take shoot less often off. In fact, I want him to shoot more often. He's very dangerous. But I also now am going to encourage him to cut inside with the ball. He's still got cross more often on there, but if I encourage him to cross inside with the ball, then hopefully that is going to take him away from his wing position. And I'm also going to ask him to roam from position. That will hopefully take him away from his wing position where he's not crossing so much. He's not been doing very well. And in terms of my other wingers, who is Diallo, it's an absolute nightmare. Again, we're going to tell him to take that off, and I'm actually going to tell Diallo to shoot less often. And again, we want him to roam from position because I don't want him crossing the ball. I might even now change the role to inverted winger on attack, where we will have him coming inside anyway. And roam from position, shoot less often. Diallo hasn't been one of my main forwards, so let's just have him, and we'll personalize that, and we'll have Arribas also doing the same. I don't want him shooting less often, I want him to shoot more often, and we'll personalize that as well. So when we bring back Diallo, it should say shoot less often. Yeah. So we've pretty much dealt with those two things. Arribas is one of my main strikers at the moment, and he hopefully now will be crossing less, getting in here and having a few pops himself. So we seem to have sorted that out. But one of the problems that I have is that we do tend to be... Why don't you change... Yeah, I've just done it. One of the things that problems that I have here is that I have this attacking mid on support. Now, when I'm playing on a support role, he may be getting to these positions and then having a pop. And we do know that his name popped up a lot in terms of those shots from outside of the box. And I don't want him doing that. Now, I've got two options here. I can either put him on attack, which means that he's going to naturally get much further forward and possibly into the penalty area. Or I can keep him on support where he's got more defensive duty, and I can say to him, get further forward. I can tell him to shoot less often, but I want him to take more risks. And hopefully that will mean that now he's going to get much further forward. Whoops. That he's going to get much further forward, and that he's not going to be shooting from quite so far out. So when we have the ball, he's going to move up into these areas and support the attack a lot more. If that doesn't work over the next month, then we can change that to an attack role, and we can try and see if that works a lot better. Scott is my preference over Alan. I want him to move the ball forward, and I want him to be the playmaker and to look for boys. So I've made some changes there to the tactic based on what I've seen in the... But team instructions now, what we got to think about is how we are going to get the ball forward. And if we're not taking enough shots from inside the penalty area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to up the tempo. I'm not going to play for set pieces because that will slow it down. And I'm basically just telling them to move the ball as fast as you can with a lot more urgency. No dilly-dallying around at the back. And we are going to try and get the ball forward. And I'm also going to focus our play through the middle. And that's to stop people crossing as much as well. Whether or not to be more expressive, that is an option that I could use when we're chasing goals. if we're chasing goals, I could tell them to be more expressive and to try and create more opportunities. I'm going to play an underlap on the right, just to try and overload these areas here with the wing back coming into these areas. I'm going to try and overload that. We're not floating crosses, even though we've got those two tall boys. As we've seen, most of those goals came from corners. Only one goal came from open play. And then finally, I'm not going to change any of this. We'll adjust the lines as we see fit. And we will probably step up more. We normally step up more to try and close this space because we only have two midfielders in there. So we'll normally step up more to try and close that space. So there you have it. I have used the data hub to actually alter the way that we're playing. They're not massive tweaks, but they might be just enough. Now, people have asked me, how do you get these things on here? Very, very simple. As I pointed out, you can just go in here. This is team. We can perhaps look for match momentum. There's a pass map. We could put the pass map up there, and you just click that box. And that way, you don't have to have everything. You can only display here what is actually important in terms of what you are looking at. And today we're looking at attacking. One of the things that I didn't look at is if we go to the analyst report, it's pretty empty. But if I click on scoring, this will give me a much, much better visual of where we score goals. And you can see where we score our goals from. Penalty spot, 6-yard box, a lot of tap-ins. We want to continue doing that. That's work the ball into the box. One of the things that has made that successful is the fact that we play controlled passing game. Now we've changed that. That may change, and we'll keep an eye on that in the next month. So we can also see headers. We can also see when we score goals, and we tend to score goals early in both halves. But it also will tell us where we get our assists from. 9 have come from corners, actually, so 2 were from open play. And short passes, crosses, 8. 8 have come from crosses. So, guessing mostly on the left. Through balls, though, are what we mostly are successful from. And we can also see the positions, mostly from the left and very little from the middle. I'd like to see assists from the middle actually improving. That's why I'm going to focus much more up the middle. So we've made a few changes based on what we've seen in the data hub. Let's go and see if it can make a difference on the pitch. Okay, so are we even at where we're supposed to be? We've got a game on the 20th. We're going to move it forward a little bit before we will come to our next game. We've got to get back into a decent run going here. 4-4-2 direct play for set pieces. Yeah, possibly. I'm continuing with the tactic that I set up, George. I get a lot of people coming in here. You got to do this, you got to do that. I can't listen to everybody. And it's just simply not possible. My tactic will be all over the place if I listen to everybody. It's part of what I have to, what I see all the time. And I know what you're saying, 4-4-2 direct. It's a decent tactic. This is also a very good tactic. And it's got us to 8th in the Premier League, where we are overachieving. And that's in the data hub. We're overachieving by 6 places. So it's pretty good. So I'm going to go with what we're doing. We just need to try and score more. And that's why we've made those changes based on what we've seen in the data hub. Create good chances from set pieces. And we want to go far post. we're pretty decent, as we've seen, at set pieces. So we're going to go far post today. I don't think Everton are that good. I don't think they're that brilliant. They certainly don't have pace. I'm going to stay with the high line. I'm going to stay with the low block. I get caught out a lot on the counter-attack. So I'm going to stay with the low block and be patient, basically. But hopefully the changes that we've made are going to create more chances for us. So hopefully, come on, boys. Everton in 15th, we are in 8th. Yeah, George, tactically, this tactic works absolutely fine. That's something I developed in FM22, and it's worked all the way through 23. It's worked all the way through 24. And part of the Journeyman Save, we won a lot of trophies when we played this way in the Journeyman Save. Won a lot of trophies with it. With this, we've got to Europe in our second season. We won the FA Cup in our second season, and we've got to the semi-finals of the Europa League in our third season. Tactic's fine. And I'm going to continue at least till the end of the season using this tactic. Everyone has their favourites. I don't want to play more direct, and the reason why I don't want to play more direct is that we are going to just give the ball away. And I don't really want to just give the ball away. So we're going to try and hold on to the ball as much as possible. And we're going to try and get it as fast forward, as urgently as possible. Even though we are passing slightly shorter. I may even up that to standard yet. I'm not quite sure. But that's something that I will decide. Oh, I'm not answering that. Wolves has got nothing to do with me. So they are good at set pieces. So I'm going to do a little bit of defending here today. Defending corners and defending free kicks. And let's hope I haven't made that mistake again. And that we don't go and give away goals from set pieces. McKenna, not too unhappy about that. I am unhappy about Diallo, Echevarri, Gould, Velasco. I'm going to go with that, actually, and make a couple of changes. So I'm going to play Morstat, because Morstat, at the moment, is my most effective forward. So we're going to go with what we had. Gould is going to come into centre mid eventually, and then we are going to play Velasco out as the inside forward. The centre mid is going to get further forward, going to keep him on support. Diallo is not my favourite to play there, and so Arribas is going to come in instead of Diallo. Scott, Timon, McKenna, Sila, Garosibal don't have a problem with that. And Garosibal, I think what we want him to do is to cross more often and cross from deep. He is a decent crosser, as we've seen from the stats. I just want to make sure the bench is okay. Juan Lu will cover at right back. Brandon Williams at left back. Boselli at centre back. Allen, the DLP. The centre mid, Fassini, Echevarri, Luca up top, and Diallo for the right wing. So I've got a team that I'm happy with here. And I hope that we're going to get off to a good start. I hope those changes are going to work. We're going to play in comprehensive highlights as usual so that we can see what's going on. Mr. K, how are you doing? Good to see you, my friend. And let's go and play Everton now. Let's go and win our first game. Very, very important. We still can qualify for Europe. We are not out of the European chase yet. We're in 8th. with a game in hand here, which could take us up potentially to 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Up to 5th. This could, a win here could take us up to 5th. So I'm happy with the way we're set up. We just got to be clinical. And I don't think there's anything else I need to do. Expectations are for a draw. I would expect to win this. I would, Joe. There he is, my favourite optimist. How are you, Joe, my friend? Good to see you. Champions in the making. I don't think we're going to catch Manchester City. They are like 20 points ahead of us. I don't think we're catching Manchester City. Manchester United are not out of it. Liverpool are not out of it. So Champions League maybe. Velasco is not fully fit, but I'm going to go with him anyway and take a risk on him. I don't know why he wants to do that. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. And I think we've got a team that can do well here. I don't need to think to make any more changes. We are the away team. Balanced is the right approach, whether we are home or away. I do not want to be exposing my defence, which isn't the greatest defence in the world. So balanced is the correct approach. And we've got nothing to lose here, boys. I say that for every game nearly. Go out there and play your game. We're going to play as we normally play in here. We'll ask the assistant first, and then we're going to tight mark the midfield. Neymar is playing up front for them. It's just awesome. They've got Neymar playing for them. And now let's see if we have indeed made any difference to our attacking performance at least. And things to keep an eye on is the number of chances that we create, the number that are then on target, and our crossing. Visually, we can take a look at our crossing. Are we crossing too much? Is it the fullbacks that are crossing? I do not want our wingers crossing. They're simply not good enough. Grossibel's got himself into trouble straight away. But took one for the team. No, we didn't even get a yellow for that, but we are fouling quite a lot, which needs to stop. Nicely defended. But it is all Everton at the moment. But that does tend to change, I've noticed, with Ipswich as we go along. We do need to look at defending, and I'm going to have a look at defending next time we come on, and we'll tweak some of our defending stuff. Based on what the data hub tells us as well. I might even do that off camera and then just report back with the most important bits to you guys. But equally, we can do a little bit of stuff with the defenders as well as the attackers. So the low block, we're just at the moment soaking up pressure and not doing a really good job. We're giving away too many set pieces. And that's a function of the low block, in that we're just blocking things and getting bodies in the way. Deflections are going out for corners. But we are giving them a little bit too much respect, I think. And I think we need to do something very soon or they're going to score. So I think because we may be giving them a little bit too much respect, we're going to push the lines up a little bit, or a lot, and try and get out of our half. We need to play the game in their half and just get out of our half, basically. Yeah, I know, Mr. K doesn't exactly represent things properly. I've seen teams, my teams playing with a high press that looks like a low block. And I've seen my teams playing in a low block that looks like a high press. I don't think it's 100% accurate in terms of its representation. One of the things I'm concerned about with Everton is, are they going down the flanks? In my haste to look at the data hub, I didn't check Everton and how they were going to play, and it does seem to me they're trying to get outside. They look dangerous from crossing, and it does seem to me they might be playing wing play, and so I'm going to just drop my line back a little bit and try and stop them getting outside me. It looks like the two wing backs are quite high up, quite wide, so I don't want them going behind me. But we need to also, I think, have a little bit more possession, because at the moment we're just giving the ball away a lot, and it might be that the high tempo is too much for this team, and we need to get our foot on the ball a little bit. And so getting the ball forward at pace might not be the best idea for this particular Ipswich team. I'm just going to have a look at possession. It's all Everton. So I am going to slow it down again and get our foot on the ball. Try and get some more possession. We're totally being dominated. 81% possession for Everton. We need to get more possession. We need to get our foot on the ball. So I can see if the attacking has made any difference. At the moment, I'm not seeing anything in terms of attack. It's pretty poor in terms of attack. We need to start creating some chances here. Possession now has gone up, so that was the right call. We need to get our foot on the ball, start creating. And Fernandez, we are giving away a lot of free kicks. And Scott McKenna also needs to stop tackling. We are giving away so many free kicks. We're not winning the second ball. In fact, it's a pretty dire performance. It's a pretty dire performance. And although they are composed, it's actually pretty poor. And it could be just one of those poor performances that we're going to have again against a team lower in the league. FM never ceases to amaze me. Playing against Arsenal or Liverpool and Manchester United, we get great results. Playing against Southampton and Luton and all these other teams down the bottom, we're dreadful. Never ceases to amaze me. And this isn't a reserve team. It's a pretty decent team. But we are absolutely dreadful at the moment. It might be they need some shouting to be done here. We need to demand more. This is not acceptable. At half-time, I think I'm going to have a look at what's going on here. Everton are definitely going down the flanks in the main. So those two wing-backs are trying to get behind us. And I think what I will do, just quickly, yeah, most of their play is over here. We're just simply not had enough of the ball. So mostly there's a couple of changes I want to make. What I'm going to do is go down the flanks and keep it out of the middle. The their wing backs are quite high, so we'll try and get behind their wing backs. But at the moment, we're just fouling all the time, and I'm not quite sure why that is. I can tell them to stay on their feet as well. This is just simply not acceptable. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. Ezequiel Fernandez is having a dreadful game. Castiles is not actually brilliant. So we'll just tell him they need to do better than that in the second half. Got to do a lot better. We do have some big guns to come off the bench. I do have Luca to come off the bench. Gould isn't actually having his best game in centre mid either. Maybe that is an issue that we have. Oh, at least we got the ball forward there and a highlight. That was interesting. But it was a poor pass. And another free kick. We've got to stop fouling, boys. And it was inevitable they were going to score. It was inevitable that they were going to score, which is absolutely dreadful today. Dreadful. But we got away with one there. We got to stop giving away these free kicks. I'm going to go into... My assistant has this awful habit of just putting too many of those on. So we'll take those off, see if that helps. But Garner is proving to be a problem to me. Not a huge problem. If we were playing better, he wouldn't be a problem at all. But because we're not playing very well, he's an absolute nightmare. Yeah, next one will go in, Mr. K, and I'm not really quite sure what to do about it. It does seem that we've been giving away a lot of silly free kicks, and they are looking like most of their opportunities are coming from set plays. Pushing the lineup hasn't helped. Not in the slightest. Can we have an attack so I can see how we're attacking? That's better. Now Timon with the ball into the box. Morstead, tall boy, he's almost got it. That was a little bit better. We've had some of the match momentum. It's not totally been Everton. But one of the things that I can do... I'm not quite sure if I... So I got him on take more risks. I've got him on shoot more. I'm going to put him on attack. There's not really much more that I can do. It might be personnel today. May well be personnel today. Some of these are absolutely awful. Looking at Fernandez, awful. So I'm going to change Fernandez. He's on a yellow card. And we're going to put Fassini in just to see if Fassini can make the difference. We are coming back into the game a little bit. We've scored, but I think he's going to be offside. I think Morstadt's going to be given offside there. We've FM'd a couple of teams this year. Yeah, it's disallowed. I thought he might have been offside. How much was he offside? Oh, it's like a hair's breadth. Yeah, just reading what you're saying. Your team ain't passing it about, more like they're lobbing it. I mean, it's... The highlights are not really a representation. Everton's finishing is particularly poor. They've had a goal disallowed. We've had a goal disallowed. I want to adjust Fassini. He's going to get further forward. Cross less often. I don't want him crossing. Not quite sure about his ability. He's not been the most productive when it comes to finishing, but I do want him to take more risks. Somebody's got to produce that pass that is not coming. But yeah, you're right. The highlights. I mean, in all fairness, we've only had 2 highlights, so I can't really say. But at the moment, we are getting the highlights, which is a good sign. But the crossing like that is a nonsense. We are not good crossers, and they're obviously going to cross at times, but I want them to just look for a pass instead, which they're not doing. Which is why I have play slower, work the ball into the box. It slows everything down. Look for the pass. But they're not doing that. Not today, anyway. Timon isn't particularly impressive today. He's had 1 good cross. That's a not bad cross. And Arribas needs to shoot more. He's got the shot away, but it's blocked. It's a tight game. It could go either way, this. The fact that Timothy Weah has 2 key passes from central defender is an indication they might be playing him a little bit more direct. But they're definitely trying to. Oh my lord! I thought he deflected it in them. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I should be doing now. I'm going to push this defensive lineup. We're getting towards the second half of the second half, if you know what I mean. And I need to make some changes here. How do I get out of this? Thank you. So I need to make some changes here. More stats having a poor game today. Luca can come on instead. It might be just come down to changes in the end. Echevarri will come on. Boy, my defence has been pretty solid. Timon's had a good game. Arribas, not particularly brilliant. So Diallo can come on in here. And I'm going to bring Allen on. Just a different creative player to see if that will help us. Luckily, they haven't made the most of their set pieces. We would be in real trouble. We have a set piece. Can we make the most of our set pieces? I'll be shocked if we win this. We've been very, very poor. Well, their mood is good. The boys seem confident. He was offside, was he? Most of them are motivated. And we do have the highlights at the moment. It might be time now to go a little bit more positive. Just might be time to do that. Just get more bodies forward. So I'm going to just go positive and just see if a little bit, get more players with an attacking mentality forward. See if that helps. On the other hand, I know what happens when I go positive with this team. We concede very quickly. I know what happens. Positive is not the best way to play with this team because our defence becomes very vulnerable. We've had the best of the second half as it goes. Because it's so tight, I'm going to Go and have a look at the substitutions that they've made. Stripling, never heard of him. Stripping, he's a good finisher. He's not very brave. He's not very strong. And how tall is he? I don't know. And I don't know how tall he is, but he's not very brave. He's not very strong, and he has his left foot. And we will hard tackle him. I've got some boys at the back who can hard tackle. And the wing back left, right foot. And maybe hard tackling the centre forward, the way we're tackling at the moment, is not a good idea. So I'm actually going to take that off once this highlight is done, because we've got both centre backs on yellow cards, and both of them should be told to ease off the tackles. Yeah. Yeah, you can see our crossing is poor, but we're still just crossing. That was Garosibal. I want him to cross. But overall, our crossing is very, very poor. He gets like about a 20% completion cross rate, but we just simply not attacked enough for it to be very effective today. He'd need to cross 5 before one connects. I am going to take that hard tackle off that forward, because I've got both centre backs on a yellow card, so that wouldn't help. But we've had three shots today. It's been a very, very poor performance. However, I have seen us FM teams in this season. Last session, I think we FM'd a couple. Wolves, we definitely FM'd. All is not lost. The only problem I've got is that we are pushing bodies forward, leaving ourselves a little bit vulnerable. Our defence is not very good. Our midfield is not very good today. And there it is. There's the vulnerability. And he scored. And he scored. And that is what happens when I go positive with this team. That's going to count. Oh, it's been disallowed. That is exactly what happens when I go positive. Yeah, and I am going to just pull my line back, because I wondered if they were going direct. Timothy Weir from centre-back now has 3 key passes, which is a suggestion they are going more direct. And where is this game going to go? Should try to put more crosses in? I don't think so. We're probably superior in the air, in defence, not in attack. I'm certainly not going to be launching crosses in there. Why not? Let's go with what my assistant says. Let's just hit early crosses. See if Luca, 6'7", can't get on the end of one. Go on, I'll trust my assistant. Sometimes you got to trust him. We've got an opening here, though. What a chance! That's exactly what I expect of Diallo, the worst FM player I've ever signed. That's exactly what I expect of him. Oh, he couldn't even score then. Okay, it's going to end a draw. Fair enough. It was a tough game, and we didn't play well. We didn't create anything. And it was a tough old game. It's going to finish as a draw. But no, Luca. Let's put it in. This is not going to be offside. Luca has pitched it. And that means we have FM'd another team. We do not deserve that. Now, I don't know, would that be classed as a goal from a set piece, or would that be classed as a goal from open play? Yes, indeed, Mr. K. The brown envelopes worked magnificently. I don't think this is to do anything with tactical switches. I think the dropping the line has helped, because they were definitely playing direct. And it just gave my defenders a little bit more time to deal with things, and you can see how direct they're playing. But at least we're getting able to get bodies back now. And that's just dropping the line, that is. I don't know how we've managed to win this. Timon's cross. But, I mean, I don't know. Would that be a goal from open play or from a set piece? Well, how would that be classed in football? Because it was kind of like a set piece, but not really a set piece. This boy is a menace. He's an absolute menace. I might have to sign him. he's as good as Morstat. And we need to slow everything down now. Just make sure that we're going to keep this. Oh. We're going to be more disciplined. Yeah, we will just lump it into the box. We don't need to counter. We'll slow it all down. And I'm going to come into the low block. And that's it. Just really slow it down now. Highlight was from a set. So that will... Would it go down as a set-piece goal? Because it was a header. That's what I'm thinking. Would it be a goal from a corner? Or would it be classed as open play? Is a goal from a corner a straight direct header? Or can it involve a couple of passes? I don't know how we've done that. But somehow we've managed to get a result there which puts us back in the European places. And unfortunately Tottenham won, which stopped us going into 5th. We're doing okay. I have absolutely no idea how we did it, but we'll keep grinding. Keep grinding along. And so our next game is against West Brom. Now, I'm just wondering, I'm going to take a look if that's gone down as a set piece, a goal from a corner. Stats, team detail, goals from corners. No, it hasn't gone down as a goal from a corner. It's just, if it's quite interesting. And our next game is West Brom in 7 days, so we can just move it along. It's going to be a very interesting end to the season, I think, in this save. I think what FM is going to do is it's going to make sure there's everything to play for. Sia is going to be banned, is he? How long is he going to be banned for? Automatic 2-match ban. That's not good. Chance for Atom to step up. I do believe in that boy, Atom. I believe in Morstat as well. And interestingly, with regard to Luca, he may well be past his sell-by date now, because I did have a look at his report. And I believe he is declining slightly. Actually, it's not saying that now. Last time I looked, it said has declined slightly. Might be to do with his injury. He had a major injury. He's also had a small injury. He's been out for about 8 weeks in total. So hopefully he's not on the decline. West Brom we should be beating as well, but I don't feel very optimistic against these teams. They create poor chances and they win a low proportion from the near post. Moorstadt might be the one to actually be playing now. If the defender was still there, then it's from a set piece. Yeah, didn't register as a corner goal. I'm stuck with my savers. 6 first-team midfielders for only 2 positions. I'm very tempted to buy another one. Yeah, you're going to have rotation problems. You're going to have dynamics problems. I want to sell Fassini, but I can't at the moment. I couldn't sell him in the window. I'm going to go to the data hub, have a look at West Brom wing play. How horrid. So we'll drop the line a little bit. And I'm going to push the lines up a little bit. We are at home. I'm not going to go more than balanced because it doesn't suit this team very well. There's another thing that I want to take a look at. Go to the analyst's report. Left wing. So, yeah, final third entries. Out to both wings. A couple of inside. So they're pretty much... Ooh, look at that one. That's a belter. Not quite sure what became of that. It's an unsuccessful pass. I'm not surprised. But you can see both wings. That's where the passing's going. Definitely playing. Looking to open the top bus parade. Oh, Joe. Absolutely awesome, my friend. Shall we just say we'll be sneaking out, going home in taxis at the end of the season. Sneaking out the back door. But we are in 6th. We should be nowhere near 6th. And if we have a look at the season preview, I would shudder to have a look at this. We should finish in 17th, and we are way up here. We're doing a Nottingham Forest. It's better than Nottingham Forest. So it's, I would say we're doing okay. Doing okay. Despite the fact that I'm nearly having kittens every time we take the field. We are managing it okay. The game feels better. The game feels... A game definitely has something more to it, doesn't it? Like, where would you be without the frustration of just having those defeats? The game wouldn't be the same. And I think about the Newcastle save that I'm doing with the WM tactic on Mondays, Fridays and Sundays. I think about that, and we just seem to win game after game after game. And it kind of has taken away, because the team is so good, despite the fact that the tactic is awful. It's not awful, it's just all attack, and there's no defence. The kind of... It's the games that save has lost a little something now. It's lost a lot, actually, because it is winning every game. We're beating teams 7-4 and 6-3. So you're right, Mr. K. The game is better when you're struggling, because you're having to work hard. You're having to, like... It becomes like a game of chess. I mean, I've made so many alterations there, trying to find a way to beat Everton. I was having to think so hard. and that makes the win pleasing. Makes the win quite pleasing, because I was just thinking all the time, and even though sometimes my thinking isn't quite right, you have to keep trying things, keep trying different things. So yeah, what I am gonna do for West Brom is I'm gonna not start with the centre mid on support. I'm gonna push him forward instead of starting him on support. I'm not going to touch positive. That's not going to work. But I'm going to put the centre mid forward. And I'm going to start probably with the same team, because there's no way they can play as badly as that again. It's the journey uphill that's the best. Yeah. And like the journeyman, it was tough at the beginning, but winning everything by the time we got to the end. It was that journey that took us there. Scott McKenna. Does that mean he will leave now? 25th of Feb. Can he leave now? Transfer date immediate. He's not interested in speaking. I don't want to sell anybody at this stage. He's not interested in speaking to them anyway. That seems very strange. When does the transfer window close for Saudi? I want to do some attacking stuff here. We've done a lot of defending, and we're going to push him forward. And I'm going to try just switching these around. So we're going to put Velasco on attack. We're going to put Garosabel on attack. And we're going to switch him to a support role. So that means that he might shoot. I want him to take more risks as well. Arribas is my best player at the moment this season, so he's the one who should be taking risks. Yeah, I mean, this came out of a 4-4-2 and a 4-2-3-1, and it was almost like squeezing them together and seeing what came out. And yeah, that's it. That's where it came from. This a long time ago. I want to play Atom. So I'm going to change these over. Is McKenna prefers to be on the left. So we'll play Atom with Boselli because he's happy on the right. And Boselli can play as cover. Yeah, he's got decent enough pace to cover. I mean, the coverage is pretty good. There's a little bit, it lacks a little bit of coverage here. That's because I've got the centre mid on attack now. But overall, when I've got him on support, coverage is good. It's gone less red, but he still gets into these areas. I could put the... in order to cover that, what I could do is put Atom as a stopper, and then we probably cover that. No, we don't. It's a little hole that we have. So I want him central defender on defend. Central defender should not be dribbling less. Should not have a problem with dribble less. Okay. He's got decent pass out. Let's make him a ball playing defender then. If he wants to play that. And I don't want him to mark tighter. He's young. He's too young for that kind of caper. So we've made a couple of changes, but I want these forwards to play a little better than they played last time out. Grinding out these results against the odds is quite tough. I'm going to continue to play these players up front because it might be that they're just struggling. They're just struggling to learn. Who are this? Who are these geezers? Chinese, are they? Bing An. He's not interested. What are they doing? Are they making offers for all of my team? They made another one for Fernandez. No interest. They just make it. Who are they? Like, why are they making bids, and where have they got this money from? I wish I could get some. There's 3 players they've made a bid for. And now I'm really not sure because of the standard line. Yeah, we're going to keep him on support and just tell him to get forward a bit more. If we're necessary, we're going to have to grind out another one here. If it's not working by half time, then I will become a little bit more aggressive. I just don't want to lose at the moment. Who are these guys? They're making offers for all my players. Can I just like I can do in social media and block them? I just block them. Savio, 37 million. Not bad. Not bad. Not a bad little player. 22 years old. Keep an eye on him. Start a new save and test out your 442. I like... Oh, come on, FM. Stop this. Why are they making offers? Who are they? And can I block them? They're just, like, going crazy. I don't know. Oh, it's China. When does their transfer window finish? What are they? Are they nuts or what? Another one. Is this a glitch? Is this a glitch? That's like 6 offers they've made. Is there something wrong with the game here? Because they're not taking the hint. They're just continually doing it. It's like, can you stop? Can I just have a chat with their manager and say, stop this nonsense? You're not getting any of my players. I think that was offer number 6, was it? Gonna make another one this week. We're expected to win. It's shock horror. It's just that there are 3 different players there. All have had. They've made 2 offers on. Callum, how are you doing? Well, we won our first game, Callum. Not quite sure how, though. I think it was a bit of an FM them a little bit. I'm still dilly-dallying here about whether to push the centre mid up a lot more. If my line was high, then I probably would do it. But because my line isn't so high, I don't want to push him up too high. So I don't know. I know my computer's slowing down. I have to get a new computer, I think. This is slowing down big time. Come on, when you're ready. How many games are there? So they're all fit. In fact, there weren't any games. I wonder what it was digesting there, the computer. So we're going to give Finkcraft. Yeah, he wants to go positive, but I don't yet. I'm not sure tackle harder is the best option either. It was not. This is not as good as it was. But Chavari, yeah, he goes up an extra star, but he has not been performing very well. I'm going to give Gould another game. I think Luca takes it up another star as well, but not as a complete forward and not a poacher. But these are nonsense anyway. I think they've just got to get used to playing with this. The roles they're not familiar with now. But we've switched it over. We're going to attack down the right because Garosabel crosses better than Timon. Velasco can then attack. We'll ask him to get further forward. Let's go with this. Also wondering if he should be on support. If my line was high, I'd put him on support as well, so that he got further forward to support. Because at the moment he's just hanging around with the defence, but I need someone to hang around with them. Yeah, it's kind of weird. The data hub is saying different things. The data hub saying that Morstedt is much more clinical at this moment in time than Luca. So this is what we're doing, is we're testing it out. Is Morstedt more clinical at the moment? These are the two we need to sort out for now. We want to stop them passing the ball if we can. West Brom. I haven't played West Brom for a long time. It's been a long, long time since I played West Brom. And I think been many saves since I played West Brom. And I remember back in FM 22-23, they were a bogey team. West Brom were my bogey team for a long time. So let's hope that's not continuing. Are they going to be passing the ball around? I think, yeah, we need to slow it down as well. We didn't do very well. I'm going to take the underlap off here and put the underlap on there. The underlap might also, of course, be slowing things down, so we won't bother with the underlap. But I'm still trying to see if we can get more assists through the middle. Since most of our goals come from through balls. Oh, that was good football. Deserved a goal, but didn't get one. Yeah, it's preparation is something people don't do, and something I don't do as much as I used to. I mean, I can't spend half an hour looking through all the stats when you're doing this live. I do as much as I can, but I tend just to focus on changing things in-game now rather than focusing on pre-game. But when I was playing before, I did a lot. I did a lot of research, going into individual players on the opposition, where individual players are weak. I used to do a lot of that. But now, unfortunately, in fact, since I started YouTube, I haven't done any of that. Because I don't play my own save. I simply don't have time. But, I mean, it's interesting how many people, like, don't even use the data hub. I would even sometimes I'd use the chalkboard. And it's also interesting how people don't know what the chalkboard is. When I talked about the chalkboard a few episodes ago, people were like, what's the chalkboard? And I used to use that quite a lot. It's disappearing with the new game. And we're being beaten by West Brom again. And I don't know what is wrong with this team at the moment. Why are we allowing West Brom to beat us? And again, it's a case of that was an interesting animation. It's a case of we are just like holding on again. And we are being absolutely tanked. Is there something wrong with this team? What about the possession? West Brom have had all the possession. We can't even get hold of the ball. It could be this team is not what the data hub is actually saying. These are supposed to be the best players. Again, we're giving away far too many free kicks. Now, stop this. So what I'm going to do is, we don't have people on hard tackle. I do have a lot of my team on hard tackle. So I'm going to actually tell them to stop doing that. This is why we're giving away too many free kicks. So we can all stop doing that. He's not. He is. I'm getting fed up with the amount of set pieces that I'm seeing. That's a good tackle. Seemed to play better in the second half. Yeah, it could explain why we are FMing so many teams. I mean, it might be we've just got to think, hold on. Teams are coming at us, and we just got to hold on for 45 minutes. That's what it might be. So maybe going into the low block in the first half and just hanging on defensively might be what it is. What we have to do. That's better. That's better. And we got the ball in the box again, and we are clinical. Morstadt, when he gets chances, he doesn't miss. That's better. I mean, it could be that just because we are overperforming, teams are coming at us at the beginning. And we just going to have to soak that up. Yeah, it was a nice goal, that one, Mr. K. West Brom haven't been doing well in the league. Could be that you're struggling to find a lot of games in FM, teams near the bottom. Yeah, I mean, I really, really hate playing teams down the bottom from 17th to 20th. They are so hard to beat. They're so difficult to beat, and it might be what's happening at the moment is that teams are coming at us early on, trying to get a goal against us early on. Knowing, maybe they know that we are stronger in the second half, so they're coming at us early. Maybe, I don't know how intelligent the AI is in terms of knowing how we play. Oh, Valesco's got behind. Go on, son. Oh, Mostert, take it into the box. You're not very clinical from there. That was an interesting one. So it might be if the AI is as intelligent, I am not happy with him being further forward. I just think we need to be a little bit more defensively solid. And we might not be winning the midfield battle. That's a lovely pass. Pick a man. No, he's got himself. Harry Bass has made it too. I don't know how we're doing this. We are not deserving of this. We are not deserving this at all. I don't know how we're doing it. Oh, do we play for set pieces? It's not going to slow us down, particularly anything more. Let's do it for a little while. Let's slow the game down even more. We're playing it at a slow canter here. West Brom seem to have lost their way a little bit. Atom. This boy is insane as a defender. He's on a 7 again. He's still on a 7. He doesn't ever let me down. He's insane. The lowest he's ever had, I think once he had a 6.9. He is going to be a great defender. This doesn't look like a standard line. It looks like a high line that we're playing. Although it does drop back very deep, very quickly. 2-0, I'll take that at this stage. Being as, again, we're not really playing very well. Although that's what I'm seeing. It might be different. Your pass is connected better. Visually, yeah, I think you're right. In terms of possession, though, they are passing better than us. They're keeping the ball a lot better. But it could be that's because now I've got players taking more risks, and we're going to give the ball away because they're not great passers anyway. So if I've got them taking more risks, we'll give it away a bit more. Lovely pass. And Velasco's made it 3-0. And where's this come from? Oh, what a lovely pass that was. I mean, in all fairness, how many times have we been in the box? Once we're in the box, we are clinical inside the box. Yeah, Forest, I mean, they are incredible that they are just able, they just soak up pressure. They just soak it up like a sponge. And then they've got this incredible pace. They use Elanga particularly well. The burst of pace. And it catches teams out. And the more teams come on to them, of course, the more bodies are going forward. And then they use this pace. Oh, Harry Bass almost hit the wall, did it? So, yeah, you're right. I mean, possession really isn't about being effective. Being effective is creating really good chances like that and then taking them. But and you don't have to have all the possession to do that. But you're going to create... Well, the way Forest play, They are going to be under the cosh. They're going to be having teams battering their goal, basically. And they're not then going to create as many chances as the team who are battering their goal. The fact that they're in a low block means that they're going to block a lot of shots. They've got tons of bodies behind the ball. So the amount of chances they are going to create is less than the opposition. So you've got to take your hat off to Chris Wood in particular, because most of the time it's him and Ilanga, and he's just feeding off scraps, really. So you've got to take your hat off to Chris Wood. And he scored again against Spurs, and he is, I have put him now in my FPL team for next week. I think he's a must, because if anybody's going to score from them, there's like a 50+% chance that it's going to be him. So yeah, he's definitely in my FPL team. So fair play to Forest. They have just been counter-attacking so well. I don't want to talk to them. And nobody's playing bad. We just want to send them out. Feeling happy. 3-0 up. Where did this come from? Okay, Mr. K, thanks for popping along. You are a great supporter of the channel. Don't forget to like on your way out, mate. You are one of my best followers, and hope to see you tomorrow when we'll be continuing it. And this is just petering along nicely at the moment. I'm not unhappy with anything. We don't need to score anymore. They need to score. I'm so happy that West Brom are not my bogey team anymore. But I don't know how we are getting the results we're getting. We are just totally overachieving. And what's more is that teams are battering us, and we shouldn't be winning these games. Even this one, we haven't been in control. Not in the slightest have we been in control. What am I going to do about you? I'm going to close you down as well. And I'm going to ask Fernandez to track you. We're doing okay. Everybody's fit and happy, so I don't think we need to do anything. Let's just get another couple of goals. We do this sometimes. We'll go and score a bag full of goals. It can happen. Nicely done, nicely done. Oh, Mostat need to do better than that. But he's young, he'll learn. They are attacking my right-hand side where we have the attacking wing-back. We're on for 10. We've got 30 minutes to get 7, Joe. I don't think it's going to happen. But I think that another victory is within our grasp, and that's all I want at the moment. Yeah, it's all left-hand side with them. But well done, Garosabal. So I'm actually going to ask him to go just into a support duty now. Don't go too far up the field. It's all down the left they're playing. Scott isn't playing particularly well again. Boselli, Atom, Atom, I don't know why I just don't play him from the beginning. He just never lets me down. Go on, Velasco. Hat trick. No. Thought he was going to get his hat trick then. Oh, a little back heel. Oh, that was nice. Yeah, don't go too far forward now, Garosabel. Just keep defending. Oh, nice pass. Make your mind up. No. Into the 6-yard box. That's where we are lethal. That's where we're lethal. Atom. No, not from him. Things are going okay. They're still just totally focused down my left-hand side. But hopefully they've learned that my wing back there is defending a bit more now. Good tackle, Boselli. Here's Atom. Passing is his forte. He's really got a good pass completion. Go on, pick a pass. This is good. It's controlled. This is much better. Somebody who said it, we play better in the second half. This is much more controlled in the second half. It's almost like teams are coming at us from the beginning. And we just have to defend at the beginning. They're just, because we are overachieving, they're probably thinking we've got to go attacking at the beginning. Crossing is poor though, isn't it? Too close to the goalkeeper. Good tackle, Fernandez. Since we've stopped all my boys tackling harder, that's also helped, I think, taking those instructions off them. We're definitely not giving away as many set pieces. Time to make some changes. Scott has got better, but he's on a yellow and he's tired. Goalkeeper Castiles is not playing very well. I'd like to give Verbruggen a couple of starts, I think. And Velasco, I don't want to take him off because he's on a hat trick. Gould probably can come off. We'll leave it at that for now. Probably Luca for the last 15 minutes. Let's change Luca. But it's a stroll in the park now. Just don't concede, boys. I don't want you to concede. Stay strong at the back. And we're actually doing all right. They are crossing a lot. There he is, 6'7", and he's won his first header. We've defended their crosses really well today. They are trying to mount some pressure. But we are just sitting back now and defending. Alex Scott came from Bournemouth. He was actually quite cheap. I think we can have a look, actually. Didn't pay much for him, I don't think. Where is he? Oh, he's not on yet. He's just taken him off, haven't we? We'll have a look at how much I paid for him after. Didn't cost us very much. I don't think. He hasn't been remarkable. In all fairness, in his first season, I'm having a lot of that trouble. In their first season, they just don't play well at all. And Alex Scott, how much did we pay for him? Oh, we did pay a lot. 54 million. He's our most expensive signing. We did pay a lot, yeah. 54 million it cost me. Valesco is tired now. Let's just see this corner out. There is a goal. It's Lorenzo Luca. He's putting in a bid to become the starter now. Might have done him some good. And Echevarri, who is it that's really tired? Valesco. So Echevarri can come out here. And Fassini can come on that. And I think I need to make one more. I'm going to give Juan Lu a shot. And I'm going to make him an attacking wing back. And I want him to cross less often, sit narrower, cut inside with the ball. Because I think I want to make a nuisance of people up there. But that is now 4-0. We do score a lot of goals from set pieces. It's another set piece. West Brom have been blown away. It's 4-0 now. That's what he should be doing, a lot more. He doesn't do it enough in my book, Lorenzo Luca. He just does not do it enough. But we are where we are. I wonder where we are in the table now. 5th now, and we are putting the pressure on Manchester United. Another win and United lose, and we'll go into the Champions League spots. I have no idea how that will have happened. And it could be that the little tweaks that we made, yeah, everything pretty much is, I just tweaked what my set piece coach had done, so I just tweaked it. But yeah, he must be a very good set piece coach as well. Before I even got involved, we were scoring lots of goals from set pieces. But I've got some very big boys. I've got like Morstat is 6'5", Luca's 6.7. Oh, they have got one now. Luca is 6.7. I've got some very big defenders who are over 6'4", all of them. So we are going to score a lot of set pieces. There's just a lot of big boys there. And Juan Lu comes on and they get past him and score. That's how it works, is it? Oh boy. Let's see, his mood has seemed calm when coming onto the pitch. He's probably not so calm now. Would have preferred to stay on the bench. And Arribas has made it 5. We need to fire him up. Arribas has made it 5. We get these results from time to time. It's been comfortable since West Brom dominated the opening 15 minutes. It's been comfortable since then. And we've come out 5-1 winners. Don't ask me how. We are not a team that is going to score 5 very often. So don't ask me how. But we have controlled the game. Since that opening, we've pretty much controlled it. And he's getting past Juan at will. But well done, he's recovered. Wonder if I have to drop... it's because I put him on attack. So let's bring him back again. I wanted to try him on attack. But maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe that they are strong down the left. They've got another one from a set piece. And that was probably because Juan Lu was on attack and they got behind him again. Juan Lu's actually on a 7.2. I think he was at fault for both goals. I don't know how that works either. But it is what it is. It's 5-2. I don't know what's happened at the end here. Defence has fallen apart. Atom has still got a 7, though. He's still the consistent, Mr. Consistent at the back. It's the more experienced Bosselli that's falling apart. Can we get another one? Restore the 4-goal lead. That would be nice. What is going on here? Still comprehensive. There's just a lot of highlights. We need to see this game out now, boys. No more silliness. Let's just take 5-2. No, maybe it's going to be 5-3. This belongs in the Newcastle save, not in this one. I maybe need to tell them to focus. Just focus, boys. Just like... Stop it. Just like concentrate. It's not over. This boy is causing havoc down that left-hand side. I am going to put Juan Lu on defend now. Put him as a full-back on defend. He's absolutely causing a massive problem down that left-hand side. Grant. So I don't want Juan Lu going anywhere. But my goalkeeper suddenly... I mean, he's not playing well, Castiles, at the moment. He's old. I mean, he's probably as old as me now. And he's just not playing very well. And West Brom have decided they're going to have a late charge here. And we were not ready for it, but we can break here. Need support. We need to support him. There's no support around. But that is full time. I mean, we dominated that game, and then I don't know what happened in the last 10 minutes. I mean, another thing that possibly... We're in 5th, though. I don't know why I'm complaining. Another thing I should possibly have a look at is if I go to the data hub and analyst report, conceding domestic competitions, last 30 games. This is, we're not conceding from anywhere else but here. We've got to stop teams getting into this position on the penalty spot. And that may be the low block. We don't score many. In fact, there's been no goals after 90 minutes. But there's a momentum build. The teams, as the game goes on, we concede more. And when we look at defending, I'm going to have to look at why that is. Arribas, brilliant performance today. There's something amiss there. There's no game till the 8th of May, you know. Must be an international break. But we're doing well. We're in 5th. Putting the pressure on Man United. I don't think my set-piece coach is actually that bad. Arsenal's set-piece coach... is he the same in FM though? I'd like a good set piece coach, but I think he's okay. God blimey, my computer is slowing down. I need to get either rid of some stuff or I think it's to do with me putting the leagues on active. I think it's to do with the detail. We go to detail level. I think it's to do with this. So international matches, do I need any? I don't need any detail on that. Europe, I don't need detail on that, not for Ipswich. I mean, we're getting like good... But for this one, when you put detail all competitive matches, it's slowing it down. Something chronic. And it's Bournemouth, Brighton, Liverpool. If we can get 6 points from Bournemouth and Brighton, I won't be scared of Liverpool. Up back down to 6th because Tottenham are going toe-to-toe. Yeah, I was going to have a look at who my set-piece coach is. Staff. Those are all fitness, aren't they? Are they? No, performance. Fitness. Coach. Set piece coach. He's not the best in the world. I'm guessing we could do better than that. So we could look for a new set piece coach. Contract expires in 2. It's going to cost us money though. But let's have a look, see what's out there. Let's go to staff search and look for a set piece coach. What am I doing? How strange. How strange. And we want to look for a set piece coach. And he needs, obviously, good set pieces. Nobody on 15. Isn't that weird? Nobody on 14. One person on 14. So he's not as good as the one that we've got. So where are all the good set piece coaches then? That's really weird. Luckily, he doesn't do all of the work. He's the kind of player I'd be looking for. Definitely. Definitely. He's 29 years old, though, but what a good player. He could improve the midfield a lot. 40 million. If I got 58 million for Scott, definitely. Scott probably will play better next season. Generally, the players that I sign in this save play better in their second season. They do not play very well in their first season. I mean, Diallo is in his second season now. He had a horror season last year. He's not particularly much better this season. So I think he's got to go out the door. He's one of the worst signings I've ever made in FM. It's really weird how they can be good or bad. It doesn't matter that in real life they're not bad. Here, he has been horrid. He's picked up some negative traits. He's becoming a little more controversial. So he's got to go, basically. So, well done, Morstat. Well done, Morstat. Hey, Reckons, how are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, I don't even want to answer that. Newspapers get on my nerves. I'm pretty good, and we are doing okay. We've won our first two games, which I don't know how. We beat Everton very narrowly. We beat them 1-0, and we've just beaten West Brom 5-2. Untouchable now, that's not bad. Everybody's happy, except for me. Alex Scott injured. I think we need to play Alan in the next game anyway, because he'll start whinging about his playing time. But apart from Luca up front, I'm not going to make any changes. Unless they're due to injuries. Done some research into a holiday to Vietnam. Probably be able to do it this summer. Sounds absolutely awesome. Summertime, though, flights are really expensive. That's why I've had to postpone my next trip until October, November. I'm going to miss the start of FM26. But I just can't go in the summer because flights are just so expensive. Almost 3 times as much as they are in October. Is he worth putting on the list? Like that's going to let him down. Morstat is making good. Yeah, it's you're going to have a great time. Do you know where you're going to go to yet, Reckons? They work hard, this lot. We should be near post. Yeah. But they work very, very hard. But apart from that, they do have pace. And they're going to play control possession, and they have pace. So I'm going to have to, I think, this might be a game that we struggle. I'm going to play with a higher line. And I'm going to come into a low block. Just to begin, I just got a funny feeling we are going to be under the cosh here for the first 20 minutes. Da Nang. All right, okay. Da Nang wasn't very far from where I used to work. I will be visiting Da Nang for a few days in October. I've got a very, very good friend there. And so I'm going to see her for a few days. Yeah, I know Da Nang very, very well. Beautiful place, beautiful. And you've got access to other areas like Hoi An. Hoi An is awesome. And not very far. And Hue, just Hue, Hue, is also not far from there, which is also really beautiful. So that's a good place to start. Da Nang is really nice, though. Would be a terrific signing. Who is he? 33. Too old. And then let's go and play one more game. Let's play Bournemouth. Who is playing in the Premier League tonight? Somebody's playing in the Prem tonight, isn't it? Is it Arsenal playing tonight? Something for me to watch later. Oh, it's City Villa tonight, is it? That actually is an important game. That's quite an important game. So yeah, there might be some good viewing tonight. I'm hoping Villa can win. I'm really hoping Villa can win that. Although I've got 3 City players in my FPL team, and I've got 1 Aston Villa. Let's hope it's a 7-5 game or something. And Guardiola gets a couple of goals, and then 7-5, 7-6 would be a perfect. With Morgan Rogers getting involved in the goal scoring shouts as well. That would be perfect. Yeah, I got a lot of players playing tonight and tomorrow. Need to hope I get a job while I'm off. Yeah, money's always important. It's quite cheap to live in Vietnam if you know where to go. But it can be also, if you don't drink, that's the key. If you drink, especially in Da Nang, then that's what will lose. That's where your money will go, unfortunately. So Manchester United are 1 point clear. They played 2 games more than us. They were beaten by Newcastle. We can go above Manchester United now. If we can FM Birmingham, not Birmingham, Bournemouth. If we can FM Bournemouth, I'm not dropping at them. I think he's done very, very well. Alex got Juan Lu instead of Arribas. No, Arribas is playing well suddenly. I'm going to keep it as it is. Although, I'm not too happy with Garosabal. But he is doing okay. Juan Lu could play instead of Garosabal. His last 2 games, what have they been like? His last 2 games. Yeah, he's fine. Garosabal can stay in the team. I'm going to keep the same team. Apart from, I think we need to have Luca. He scored off the bench twice. So I think we need to have Luca in there. We just need more of the same. We need to just, defend like crazy. And hope that we can hold out and then later on become better in the second half. That's the way that we seem to be getting results here. I'm actually going to try something. I'm going to try pushing the line up and see if my assistant suggests going into a low block. He's not suggested it. He is saying hit early crosses. Is that because these guys are small? He's only 6'1". He's 6'3". At the back post, 5'9". They are quite small, aren't they? It might be a good idea to hit early crosses. They're quite a small team. Might be a good idea. With Luca, 6'7". We've just got to be accurate. We can get some accurate crosses in there. He's injured, is he? But he's okay. But we can bring him on. There's a couple of players who are not familiar with the roles. I don't want to make any other changes. I want to bring Alan in. He needs the game time. And Luca can come in for more stat. He's just a bit taller. And so hitting early crosses, I'm going to actually, because they are quite small, I'm going to say mixed crosses. Because he just might get on the end of one of them. And he has scored with headers off the bench. Cook always is a problem. He's just a runner, isn't he? Skip is also sometimes a problem. But I'm just going to put him onto his left foot for now. Solanke needs tight marking. So we've been on a good run lately. No, we're not talking about continental qualification, despite what Joe wants. I'm going to go with what the assistant says. That one never makes any sense to me. But I'm going to go with what he says. I don't want to talk to any of them individually. Let's just get out there. Bournemouth, I have a good record against, but that will come to an end at some point. Come on, boys. Keep this run going. Keep this run going. We can jump above Man United if we win this. Well done, Aribas. Well done. Come on, let's get an early goal. I think the fact that we are defending better than we are attacking. I've always been better setting up defensively than attacking wise. I need to work on setting up teams in terms of attacking ability as well as defending. It's very difficult to get a team to defend well if you play in an attacking way. Very difficult. Whereas you can score goals if you defend well. So again, we are is simply holding on at the moment. It's following a very similar pattern. And we're simply holding on. Yeah, we're just holding on. The pattern of the recent matches, hey 9 Elements, how you doing, is very similar. So all we got to do is hold on then. Which is looking good. Good defending. Come on, boys, hold on. Every team seems to be attacking us really hard from the get-go. Wow, this space. We got men inside. Look inside. Oh, too slow. You had men inside then. Too free. You were too slow. That's a nice pass. Go on, Grassabel. Well, so much for hit early crosses. We had 2 opportunities then, and not one of them hit an early cross. 2 opportunities, and they still didn't listen to instructions. Get those crosses in. You're not doing as you're told, are you? Good tackle. But they won the second ball. Nicely intercepted. Now, come on. Oh, my goodness sake. We are poor, aren't we? We are very poor. I don't know how on earth we are in 5th. Because this is a poor team. We are very poor. And we are struggling in the first 20 minutes of these games. Definitely need to be pulling the line back. I'm actually going to come into a low block. I need to close all avenues down to them. They're like playing in front of us. They're trying to get behind us. This is good control possession stuff, which they play. But I need to close all avenues down to them in front of us and behind us. And again, we are just first 20 minutes holding on for dear life. Same as last game. Same as the game before. But defending okay, in all fairness. Because I don't think they've had many shots. And again, they're coming. Yeah, only 2 on target. We've blocked most of them. Nice. Oh, he should have taken that, Aribas. Another 2 blocks in there. We just got to hope they get fed up of attacking. Let us have a highlight. Oh, look at that pass. Come on, boys. Giving the ball back to them isn't helping. Again, giving the ball straight back to them is not helping. And they're going to score in a minute unless I sort out why we are just giving the ball back to them. Oh, I've forgotten to do that. We can't play that way, can we? That's why we're giving the ball back to them. We've got to slow it all down. Remind me to change that after the game, because I didn't see that. I made that one change to experiment, which didn't work. And I haven't switched it back. That's why we're giving the ball away. We've got to slow it all down. We're not good enough to be zipping it around, that's clear. Let's try and get our foot on the ball, boys. Arribas has a chance. Like, at the moment, if we score now, it's FMing another team. Lewis Cook doesn't need specifically marking. We've just been giving the ball away. If we can get our foot on the ball, we can get back into this. We really are not good enough to be playing at a high tempo. And suddenly we are creating chances. But again, like, a team coming at us in the first half. Nicely done. Come on, we've got to win that second ball. It's no good just winning the first ball. There's a complete focus down our right-hand side. He's going to have to go on a support duty, I think. Was the focus down our right? Yeah. So he's going to have to go on support Garosabal. He's going to have to go support. He can't afford to go missing. But we've got a little bit more control now. They had their chances. They didn't take them. I've got to remember to put that back. It was a little experiment which didn't work. We knew within 15 minutes it wasn't going to work. And then I never put it back since. And this is poor again. But well done to Atom, shepherding him out that way. We are defending for our lives here. Come on, Luca. So give him a little bit of support. That's good. That's good. We got bodies forward now. Ezequiel Fernandez. I don't want him at the moment getting forward. Yeah, we have struggled to get shots away. It's because we haven't attacked enough and we keep giving the ball away. But defensively, this defense is keeping us in this game. We are giving the ball away. Oh, what a save. So, okay, I'm going to stop it here. I want to find out who is giving the ball away. So, we've got Timon has a 60% pass completion. Fernandez is only 84. Velasco is 84. Luca's giving it away. Timon is the worst. Look at Atom, 100%. Timon, 60%. It is backs to the wall. This is incredible. He is take fewer risks. Maybe I should tell him to lump it up the pitch. I can't though. Just get rid of it. I'm going to ask him to sit narrower. One of the things I've noticed is that his passes inside are not connecting. Traore and Kirkes are menaces. Traore and Kirkes. It's probably down the left that they are. They haven't attacked at all down the left. So I don't know what to do about this passing with Timon. If he doesn't improve, he's going to have to come off. It's just incredible. One more time, he gives the ball away, and it looks really terrible. He's coming off. His rating, though, given how bad his passing is actually not bad. It's 6.9. So that ratings don't make any sense to me in FM. How's he got a 5.9 with a 60% passing rate? One of the worst passing rates I've seen all season. Yeah, they were going to score. They were going to score. They are fitter, stronger. They are getting around us. They're playing in front of us. I don't know what to do with this. Furious. Atom took the blame for that, did he? Really not sure what to do with this. I'm going to put the line even lower. And I think Timon has to come off. I just can't deal with him giving the ball away. And Luca needs to come off. He's giving the ball away as well. It's just appalling. I can't have like that kind of performance out there on the pitch. I can't leave them out there. Again, another one giving the ball away. We were not doing this last game. Why are we doing it now? I said Atom never lets me down. He is letting me down today. We're absolutely being thrashed. They've had 17 opportunities. And we have had none. We had 2. I know teams come at us at the beginning of the game, but not this drastically. But it's our own fault. We've just been giving the ball away. It's a visual thing. You can see us giving the ball away. We've got to be better. Are we going to FM another team? We are deadly in the box, though. We are absolutely deadly in the box. There we go. What a substitution. Graf with the assist. If we get the ball in the box, we score goals. We are absolutely deadly in there. How this is 1-1, I've absolutely no idea. Well done, well done. Graf. He was at least doing a job down there. I'm going to go and do what I need to do. Well, Graf is doing his job. Traore. He's lost some of his pace, so I'm going to close him down as well. I thought he had a weaker foot. He obviously doesn't. In real life, both feet are weak. And Kirkes, we need to close him down as well. Praise them, don't berate them. Well, they were going to get a rocket at half time, I think, but they've just managed to save themselves from that. Not quite sure how We are level. What was my goalkeeper doing? Not sure how we are level, but level we are. Atom is not playing well today. And it's unfortunate because he never lets me down. And maybe it's just showing he's not ready to play regularly. He's still young. Maybe he's just not ready to play regularly. So maybe I've played him one too many games. He's not a shambles at the moment, like Timon was. But he's okay. If we get another goal before half-time, it'll be the funniest thing ever. It'll be like poor old Bournemouth. I think Skip is dominating that midfield. We're picking him up. Not now, though. Oh, good blocking. Oh, what a save. I have no idea how we are staying in this game. Skip is getting lots of space. Visually, I'm fine looking at Skip. But they're saying Lewis Cook. I'm looking at Skip. We must specifically mark Lewis Cook. Depends where he's playing. Because I was thinking about specifically marking Lewis Cook. Where is he? There's going to be another way to deal with Lewis Cook. It's only because he scored a goal. Left foot. And we can close him down. But the one I'm looking at is Oliver Skip. Somebody needs to be on him all the time. He's playing on the right-hand side. Fernandez needs to be tracking him all the time. He's not going to go anywhere without company. Was it the right-hand side that he was playing? Yeah. So Fernandez needs to just go with him everywhere he's going. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. It's been poor. I've had to make 2 substitutions. It's been poor. Alan is having a shocking game. Arribas. Atom has improved, but he's still not playing particularly well. These boys need to improve. Finkgraf has come on and made a difference. You've not been good enough. Get your acts together. If we win this one, it'll be the greatest theft in the history of FM. I will have no idea how we managed that then. But the low block has been very, very effective. That we have just stopped. We've got bodies in front of so many shots. It's been very, very effective, that low block. Is he offside? He looked onside to me. Offside. Didn't quite get back. But we've seemed to have stopped just stupidly giving the ball away. Yeah, I did, Callum. No, I actually didn't. No, I was streaming last night, so I didn't. I watched the highlights, though. I mean, like I said, the way Forest play is absolutely brilliant. They've got a counter-attacking system which is absolutely brilliant. And we're just defending. This is the art of defending here. Thou shalt not pass. And I just, well, what was that? They're starting to play up the middle a little bit more now, which I don't like. But it's okay. It's okay. The lower line is actually helping us, I think. I just, if we pinch this, it will be incredible. Oh, little lobbed header from Morstadt. He was offside anyway. But yeah, we've had to like reduce this line so low. It worries me that there is space in the middle for them, but it's a sacrifice I've got to make because they are just getting behind us all the time. I don't want to pull it down even lower, guys. Oh. I might even have to put the line even lower. This is a crazy game. I can't put the line any lower. Surely not. I'm actually going to push the line up. I'm going to push the line up much higher. We've got to start trying to play some of this game in their half. This is absolutely crazy. It's just we don't deserve to get anything out of this game. In fact, we deserve to lose this 5-0. But again, it's another team who we really should be beating and can't. I don't think I should worry at all about Liverpool. I should be worried about playing Accrington Stanley, who'll probably hammer us. I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, pushing the line up seems to have got us into their half briefly. Traore has got 6 key passes. When did he become that good? Well done, Atom. Well done. See, despite his... He's on a 6.7. Despite his low rating, he doesn't let me down. We still can win this. I mean, what a silly thing to say. Of course we can't win this. They're not listening to the instructions either. I'm going to stop that and I'm going to go back to work the ball in the box. That was a dumb idea from the assistant. The fact that they're small doesn't mean to make any difference. Luca's not good enough. Basically, our crossing is not good enough. It's not accurate enough. So it doesn't make any difference. So let's just try and get the ball in the box again, where we're clinical. Once we get the ball in the box, we can score. Come on, boys. Come on, somebody do something. Now we are good down the left. So let's go down the left, not the middle. We're playing well down the left. Go on, you're in. Hold us in. We're not going to score from there. We don't score many from there. Oh, good save. Well, this has been a defensive performance and a half. Atom needs to come off, doesn't he? What is he? No, he's on a 6.8 now. Some of these boys probably need to come off. Garosabal hasn't done bad. Arribas, Fernandez, not very good. Allen has been appalling. Dear, oh dear, boys. But we look a little better now. We're trying to play the game in their half. And as I'm hoping that Bournemouth might be tired very soon. It's our only hope. Oh, he's got past him easy. Well defended. Another set piece, though, given away. It's in midfield that I'm going to have to change both midfielders, I think. 6.4 from Allen. And a 6.5 from Fernandez. And we're going to push up. We're going to push him up there. Do I have to make my final change? I think so. No, 2 and 2. I don't have to make my final change, do I? I did 2 and 2. What I want to do is to leave 2 up for set pieces because they are only defending with 1. So from their defensive counter-attackers, I want 2 up there. Well, I don't think I have. So Velasco can stay up there. But how do I do this? Velasco, where is he? I want him counter-attacker. They've only got... How do I do this? I don't know. Can I move him? No, I can't do it. I can't move anybody. Not allowed. Ah, finally. So I want one of those. And one of those. I'm not allowed to move him, am I? Why? I can move him, though. Still only 1 up. Oh, this is a rigmarole. I will have to have a look at that. I don't know how to do that. Because when I've noticed they've only got 1 back when they have a set piece. We're lucky we are not losing this 7-1. What is going on, FM? Why are we not able to compete in this game? What am I doing wrong? They're just all over us. Now, if you notice, they've only got one back from a set piece. If we can actually pick up the ball, but it's the wrong side. That's the side I couldn't do. Oh, something else is wrong. Something else is wrong here. What am I doing wrong? Echevarri can come on now for Velasco. He's tired. What is going wrong here? Why am I not producing shots? I'm going to go attacking. We're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. The lines are up as high as I can get them. We're just going to go for it. And I'm going to increase the tempo. Let's go for it. I'm already behind, so it doesn't matter. This is not something that I do very often. Oh, nearly. Nearly. If we get something out of this, I'll be amazed, but we're going to be very vulnerable at the back. Attacking is not something that I do very often, not unless I've got a very good team. But we've absolutely been hammered. This is weird. Leeds 1-6-1, Burnley 1-2-1. Both teams are promoted. I think getting promoted from the Championship is a very hard thing to do, Callum. And you have to be a good team. But even good teams lose a lot of games because you're just playing like every 3 days. And so I think anybody who gets promoted, a terrible pass again. Anybody who gets promoted, Callum, I think deserves to be. Because it is a really tough season. The Championship. So yeah, absolutely, and it's Leeds and Burnley, is it? The thing is, it is a little bit of a merry-go-round at the moment with the same teams getting relegated and promoted. It was bound to happen. We've been hammered in this game, absolutely hammered. Can't do any more. And yeah, I'd like to see it less of a merry-go-round. The unfortunate thing about the Prem is that when you come up, you go down. And I think it's to do with the directors not wanting to spend money anymore to teams that get promoted from the Championship because they're afraid that they're going to go back down again. And so they're not spending the money that they used to spend. I think it might be something to do with that. I'm really not sure. This game has totally baffled me. We started off really badly and we've not really improved. We had a good spell for a little while. Bournemouth have just had a good day, maybe. They've just had a good day and they've been better than us. And we have to accept that sometimes there's nothing you can do as a manager. Sometimes your players just don't show up. And we've been hammered, in all fairness. So we don't deserve anything from this. And the players need to know that they don't deserve anything from this. And we need to tell them at full time, it's not my fault, boys. It's you are shocking today. I had to make 2 changes on 30 minutes. It's just like, because players were just giving the ball away and still not passing very well. Sometimes you're going to have days like this. I prefer not to finish on a result like this, but there you go. And they're still trying to rub my nose in it. And I still can't do anything. Have I got 1 sub left? No. Nothing left now. Well, that's it. We finish on a defeat, and that's like really poor. A very poor performance. He still actually did okay. He's still on a 6.8. All my defense, apparently according to the ratings, have done really well. Which doesn't make any sense at all, because we've conceded 3 times. Not quite sure the ratings in FM Tweak are actually working that well. Everyone in my defense is playing really badly, actually. And their ratings are really good. Atom's now up to a 7. I don't know how. He's had an awful game. So, FM Tweak have said that they've altered the way the ratings are calculated. I'm not quite sure it's working all that well at the moment. Atom should no way be on a 7. They've had 2-headed goals. And how are they finding this space? Good block, though. Whoever that was. Scott. We're just like looking visually at it. We have not controlled the ball properly at all, and we've just given the ball away, and they've had 31 shots. And that doesn't happen very often. A team below me having 31 shots against us. Luckily only 12 are on target. We just got blown away, and we did not play. Yeah, we were not. You were not good enough. And sometimes the team just doesn't show up. And that's what it was today. Which knocks us down a place. Which I'm not too happy. We could have gone up to 5th. Above Manchester United and Tottenham even. I don't think it was anything that I did. I think they just didn't show up. Okay. When's the next one? Oh, we have a game on Tuesday, do we? Oh, long time. So they don't need resting. Okay, thank you for coming, guys. I do appreciate it. If you haven't hit that like button, then please hit the like button before you go. I would appreciate that. It helps the channel more than you know. Things are not looking as good as they once did. January was absolutely brilliant. It's fallen away a little bit since then. We got to pick ourselves up again and start winning some more matches. Those are games I wanted more points from. Brighton's the last one of them before a horrible run again. So hopefully we'll pick up, and we're still on course for some sort of Champions European spot anyway, shall we say. I can't see us getting into the top 4. We're not good enough. But top 7 maybe. Okay, well, thanks for coming. I'm going to shoot off now. Deserved cup of tea. And I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Take care. Stay safe. and see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, in the next one tomorrow, going to be looking into the data hub at defending. Stay safe, take care, we'll see you soon.